Hello, hello. Wherever you're at in the world, good afternoon, good evening. Um, I wanted to talk about posture and I wanted to talk about breath work. So I want to show you guys my spine. So this is me sitting up tall and straight. I have no support underneath me. And you can see how straight my spine is, or you can see how even of a line that is. And I often cue in my yoga classes to feel the length of the spine from the base to the crown of the head. So if you pull up a picture of the body or the bone structure, the skeletal structure, the base of the spine is very close to the anus. And then the spine is gonna run up through like the very back of the neck. And if we're talking about building energy, right? If we're talking about spirituality and Kundalini, when we talk about the base of the spine, this is where that Kundalini energy resides. So when you sit up tall and straight, shoulders relaxed, your chest is lifted but soft, your chin is parallel with the earth below you. This is when you can feel that energy rising and falling. It's much easier for you to connect with the nervous system sitting up tall and straight or having your spine like this. And I have scoliosis, so I understand that not everybody's spine is perfect. We have grown into these postures that best suit us emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually based on our traumas, based on, how we grew up and how we started to approach life. I often, sometimes now I find myself doing it, but growing up, I very often had a posture that was like this. And it's like I'm always on the defense, I'm ready to fight. Whereas some people, are like this most of the time. And this is how they walk around, and this is how they sit, and this is how they stand, because this makes them feel more comfortable. Or you'll notice when you're cold, what do? You start to turn inwards, you start to cower, so to speak. And it's really just you kind of protecting yourself, but postures hold emotion. Postures hold energy, because what is emotion? Energy in motion, right? So when we are in certain areas, when we're around certain people, when we're in certain places or doing certain things, it's important for us to notice the posture that our body has decided to take. Notice what energy your body is channeling out. Oftentimes, wherever, like if I'm at work or something, I'll start to just feel my feet on the floor, grow my spine long. I have low back issues because of my scoliosis, so I'll focus on that area right in the low back, making sure that's straight. And then I'll roll my shoulders down the back, lift the chest slightly. And all of a sudden, I start to relax a bit more. It's easier for me to breathe. Again, when we bring up that Kundalini energy, what we want to do is raise that energy from the base of the spine, so near your anus, the base of the spine, through the crown of the head. And you can close your eyes. Drop into the space wherever you're at and start to breathe, connect with the breath, and visualize this for yourself. So you're inhaling from the base of the spine, maybe visualizing a light of your color, your choosing. Mine is blue, so I'm imagining a blue light rising from the base of my spine through the crown of my head. With every inhale, I can see that light going up. And then maybe you visualize it, bring that light to the third eye center. So all the way up the spine and into the third eye center with an inhale. And then exhale that energy back down the spine. Feel the low belly start to soften. You can inhale up the spine, draw that light and that energy through the crown of your head and into the third eye center. And then exhale, release. So this is a form of breath work that I love to do. It is important to keep the mind focused when you're meditating or doing breath work. I kind of want to scratch that for meditation, because with meditation, you want to let your mind kind of wander. You want whatever comes up to come up, because what you're doing is filtering and sorting it out. You're like emotionally processing and mentally processing as these things come up in the mind, because oftentimes in meditation, we try so hard to get rid of everything instead of just sit with it, which is what the whole practice is all about. But as far as breath work, intentionally sitting and doing breath work, I feel like this is important, and it's important for us to just notice our posture wherever we go. Like I said, you'll notice when you're around certain people, when you're in certain places, the posture that your body decides to take. You'll notice if you feel more on the defense, or you'll notice if you'll cower a bit more and turn inwards a bit more. And you want to start to communicate with your body and understand those sensations. What's taking place here? Why is it that when I'm around this person, I feel my body turning inward? Or why is it when I'm around this person, I feel myself go on the defense and my shoulders are kind of lifted and I'm like bracing myself? You have to start to communicate with yourself in that way, so you'll understand your environment, you'll understand yourself better. You know, this whole thing is about knowing thyself. And you know yourself, or you learn yourself through others, and you learn yourself through the environments, the people, places that you start to interact with. And I feel like paying attention to the subtleties in your posture, and of course, always, and in the breath. When you pay attention to those subtleties, it's easier for you to notice what's going on in your reality on an intuitive level, right? You start to notice the minute, I want to say unseen things, but it's not that they're unseen, they're just not conscious. They're just not in your face. It takes you breathing and connecting with something deeper within you to start to notice the subtleties in your reality and how they play on your emotions and feelings, and how they help you to shape and form and create the reality that you live in. So I want everyone to try that breath work. I'm against the wall right now, so you can try that. Sitting up tall and straight, relax the shoulders, palms facing up to receive energy, palms facing down to help ground yourself. You can close your eyes, connect with your breath, connect with the imagination. Send that light and that energy from the base of the spine through the crown of the head. And then exhale it back down. Allow your body to soften and sink deeper into the earth below you. And you can play around with that meditation, play around with that breath work to start to connect to your posture and start to connect to your breath, your emotions, connecting to yourself on a deeper level, getting to, I want to say the root of things, but it's like really going underneath the root, you know. But I'm going to stop before I start rambling.